So we're here in Manchester Airport Terminal 1 today. We're in the food quarter. We're at the Grain Loft. We're going to be trying one of their breakfasts. Let's see how this one goes. Alright, breakfast clubbers. So yes, I'm stuck in Manchester Airport Terminal 1 today with a few hours to kill before my flight to Sweden. Naturally, I wandered over to the food quarter in search of a proper fry-up and ended up at the Grain Loft, one of the few places here claiming to serve a full English. Today I've gone all in on the Grain Loft special. They call it the Big Breakfast, and at £16.99 it better be something special too. So let's see if it's worthy of a spot on our top 10 leaderboard, or just another overpriced airport regret. Right, let's kick things off with the presentation. First impressions, and honestly, it's already given me buyer's remorse. In hindsight, I probably should have sent this back to the kitchen, made a complaint, or at least even requested my money back, but for the purposes of the review, I persevered. First we got burnt, shriveled up tomato. No self-respecting kitchen should have dared send out. The chips look like they've been waiting longer than I have for my flight. We've got 2 fried eggs, one dumped directly on top of the other, like someone's just given up. And the beans, they're not so much plated as plonked. Score for the presentation, 0 out of 10. Right, toast next. We've got 3 slices. I paid a little extra for a couple of extra slices here. These are properly hot, and the butter actually melts like it's supposed to. Genuinely, they're comforting. Almost like someone did care back there in the kitchen briefly. Such a shame this ends up being the high point of the whole meal. Score for the toast, 9 out of 10. On to the tomato. Ah yes, the grilled tomato, or what's left of it. Turns out it's every bit as awful as it looked. Burnt on the outside, chewy to bite, and once you get inside it's just warm, slimy goop. It's like eating a burst blister wrapped in a rubber. If I wasn't filming this for a review, there's no chance of even eating it. Truly shameful. Not only is this going to score 0 out of 10, I'm docking an extra point for what I'm declaring a missing item. Mushroom. Did we get a mushroom? Technically yes. One small flat cap job, very much deja vu of our Wetherspoons encounter. It's watery but edible, barely. Score for the mushroom, 1 out of 10. And now chips, because that's what everyone wants on a traditional full English breakfast. Now full disclosure, I chose the breakfast with chips over the one with hash browns because we've had so many comments saying hash browns don't belong. I thought, let's mix it up, and boy do I regret it. Dry, cold, lifeless. Just sad, really. If you make the same mistake, guarantee you'll be begging for a hash brown by bite 2. Score for the chips, 0 out of 10. On to the eggs then. Now these didn't look too bad. Bit on the cooler side by the time I got to them, but the whites were firm and not slimy. Yolks slightly overdone, but still enough moisture to make it work with the toast. One of the few semi-salvageable parts. Score for the eggs, 4 out of 10. Beans, some decent sweetness here, but they're lukewarm and the portion's stingy. Basically, just something else to mop up with the toast. Nothing more. Beans, score 2 out of 10. Sausages then. The sausages are surprisingly decent considering. There's a nice peppery flavour, juicy, meaty, no complaints on the cook. The only downside, they're a bit thin, but in a sea of mediocrity. They're a bit of a bright spot. Sausages, 5 out of 10. On to the bacon then. Both rashers cooked well, crispy edges, a good rendering on the fat, loads of salty flavour, and even though they'd cooled down, they held up. The bacon here is another item which is going to elevate the score of this breakfast up higher than it should be really, but gotta rate it as I see it. Bacon, 6 out of 10. Let's talk value for money then. Yes, it's an airport. Yes, prices are higher. But even with that in mind, £16.99 for this? This was a sad, sorry excuse for a breakfast. I'd even think twice about feeding my dog. No love, no effort, and honestly, if you want to avoid feeling like you've been mugged in broad daylight, don't order this. If you're desperate for a breakfast, try somewhere else in the terminal. Maybe, just maybe, someone there cares what they're sending out. Value for money score, 0 out of 10. Let's just recap the missing items. We are going to dock that point for the tomato, but additional to that, there's no fried bread, no black pudding, so another 2 points docked off the total. Alright then, let's tally this up. With everything considered, including the missing item penalties, we end on a final point score of 24 out of 100. Now it won't take a skilled mathematician to work out that our final Breakfast Club score today is 24%, which officially makes this our lowest score ever. Rock bottom, officially entering the poor and just about edible bracket. Let's have a look at our leaderboard then. And no, This one's nowhere near the top 10 leaderboard. Not even close. So that's the Grain Loft Big Breakfast, an overpriced airport miss. So not exactly a high note before flying out. Let me know in the comments if you've braved the Grain Loft yourself, or if you've had a decent airport breakfast somewhere. And as always, if you've enjoyed this video, give it a like, drop a comment, and subscribe to join the Full English Breakfast Club. Catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Well, what can I say about that one? Yeah, we won't be doing that again.